Happy Frugal Friday, everyone, and welcome to your weekly dose of frugal inspiration. My name is Kate, and today I'm sharing 7 rules for running a frugal home. Number 1, prioritize good sleep. This is something that became very apparent when I had a child, and I used to be that person that could sleep all day, all night. I used to be such a good sleeper. And then when I had my son, I didn't sleep for like 3 years. The first 3 years, I was just awake. And it was brutal, to be honest. If any of you have had children before and you had a child that did not sleep so well at night, oh my gosh, it was rough. And so now my son is 12. He's going on 13 this summer. And we prioritize sleep like it is a part-time job because we understand that when you are well rested, you make better decisions. And that's like in life, but also financially, I make better decisions when I've had a good night's sleep. We feel better, we get sick less often, and the benefits are endless, right? So if you're a person right now that is not getting proper sleep, and you're feeling stressed and you want your home to run better, prioritize good sleep in the house. You will not regret it. Hey, but just real quick while we're on this topic, ladies, lean in for a second. Ladies, who's in perimenopause or menopause right now? And if you are, what is happening? What is actually happening? Nobody talked about this when I was growing up. I did not know all these symptoms were headed my way in this beautiful period of life. What is happening? If you are already there or you've gone through it, holler at your girl. Let me know, how did you get through this period? Because it's a new chapter that I don't even know how to explain. And I've been Googling and trying to understand it and watching other people talk about it. But just what's happening and how do we get through it? Just let me know in the comments. Thank you in advance. Number 2, declutter, or rather de-own regularly. If you want to have a better running house, you got to have less stuff. And I am the biggest fan of this concept. Okay, so decluttering, right, is when you are putting your stuff in a better order, getting rid of some stuff. But de-owning is better. It's better. I learned this from Joshua Becker. De-owning is actually getting the things out of your house so you don't have to keep reorganizing them. I don't want to buy a million organizational tools and bins when I could have less and not have to deal with that kind of inventory. Guys, a couple years ago, I did the 12-week year. I was reading that book, and I did a declutter of the house. It was sensational. I highly recommend it. I thought about doing it again, actually, but I just can't. With everything going on in this phase of life, I can't get there right now. But I am going room to room and starting a declutter. I want to be decluttered before summer. This is like when it hits for me in the spring. So we just went through Kaden's room. It was awesome. We were getting rid of things and less, because he said to me, he came to me, he's like, Mom, I feel like my room is just like eating me up. It's swallowing me up. We have too many things in here. And I said, oh, music to my ears. You recognized it. I will help you. Let's do this. It was awesome. I want to go through, do I need, whatever's in the kitchen? Like I need to is there less things I can have in here? Is there less things I can have in my bathroom? You know what I mean? Like your drawers under the sink, the closet. Oh, the closets, right? The closets, things get piled up. And if you do a regular decluttering or de-owning session, it makes life a lot better. And people often will tell me like they're so stressed, and I was like, what's your house look like right now? And they're like, oh, and it's like, you just know when you have a clean kitchen, you want to cook more in your kitchen. You want to be in there more. Whatever room is the cleanest, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Wherever there's less things, that's where I want to be. So just be thinking about that, how you can have less and be happier with that whole concept of less, because the less you have to manage, the less you have to clean, the better. Moving on to number 3. Now, guys, these are simple, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, these are simple ground rules to have in your home, but the actual getting it done can be time consuming, right? But a clean house is essential, and nothing makes me feel more rich than when my house is sparkling. Nothing. Like, there's nothing better. This past weekend, we had the windows open because the weather is starting to shift. That's why I'm outside and I'm so happy. I vacuumed, I dusted, I did 7 loads of laundry. How do I even have 7 loads of laundry? Because I did the clothes, I did the towels, I did the sheets, and then I did all the blankets, like that spring cleaning. You know those fluffy blankets you've got on the foot of your bed and on your couch and on your chair, all those throw blankets? I washed it all. Your bathroom rugs, all that stuff. I did 7 loads of laundry, but I'm telling you, I feel like a champ after that. So to run a frugal home and have a clean home, in my opinion, is essential. And just, if you ever want me to go through like what my Saturday routine looks like to keep this under control, let me know. I can do a future video because I kind of do a very similar thing every Saturday. Saturday's kind of my day. Let me know in the comments if you want that. Clean house. I just ordered my new shower curtain liner. You got to make sure that's not growing stuff at the bottom. I just got a brand new one. I'll leave the link down below. All those little refreshers in the house just means so much. So when you have clean sheets, oh my God, the bedding, I do that every week, but this was like all the blankets, all the heavy stuff, right? I did my comforter. My comforter actually fits in my washer and dryer. So that was, oh gosh, the fresh comforter feeling, guys. What's better than a fresh comforter, fresh sheets and pillowcases, and a fresh shower in clean pajamas? I can't even imagine anything better. It's like the best combo right there. It's the best. Number 4, and this one came straight out of my son's mouth, and that is, don't spend money on things you don't need. Right out of my 12-year-old's mouth. Because I was telling him, I'm like, hey, if we were talking about kind of the rules of the house, like what would you put in there? And he said, don't spend money on things you don't need. Because we talk about that all the time. Because sometimes, you know, we'll get tempted to buy something and it's like, we'll like look at each other. I'm like, do we really want that? And he'll be like, no. And I'm like, me neither. Even like the holidays now are a little harder because like I used to get like all these things that, you know, are fun, like for like even like right now, Easter's coming up and Easter baskets and all that. And I just know I'm not going to buy a bunch of crap that he's not going to use this year. I'm going to go a different approach, more practical, even more practical, because we don't want to buy things we don't need, because then you got to clean the things and you also have to declutter them later when you didn't really need them. And it's just taking up space, precious real estate in the house. But not spending on things you don't need goes for many things. Getting takeout, buying like home decor you don't really need, buying, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that we just buy, clothes, upgrades on technology, all that stuff, because it's just kind of like, oh, that would be nice. But we really think about, do we need this? Do we really want this? And we really take inventory and we try to not stuff our house with stuff that we know we're gonna have to do a huge declutter for. It's not worth it for us. Number 5, eat at home. Mom was right. There's food at home. And my son's better at this than me. He's way better at this than me. So I'm like, hey, you want to go get something, you know, out? And he's like, no, we got food at home. I'll just have something at home. He always says, I'll just have something at home. I mean, I guess it's a little easier for him to say because I'm the one that's going to have to prepare it at home also for the most part. So, you know, sometimes after a long day, we're just like, oh, let's just get something. And he just reminds me, oh, let's just make this at home. And he'll say like, oh, how about this or this? And I'm like, man, I've taught you well, because he can keep me going in those moments of kind of like weaker times where I'm tired and I'm just like, oh. And once in a while, yeah, it's worth the splurge for sure. But in general, oh, we have food at home. We make our breakfast at home. I bring our lunch and we eat dinner at home. Like that's most of the time. And that saves a ton of money. So yeah, eat something at home. Number 6, we don't waste electricity. My electric bill is almost always under $75. And I've had some friends that have just asked me, like, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, what are you doing with your electricity? I'm not sure. Partly I said because, I work 40 hours a week, so I'm not home. 40 plus, 40, that was really funny. I work more than 40 hours a week, but my day job is 40 hours a week. And we're not home, we're at school and work. And then we don't leave things that are not needing to be plugged in. Like when I'm done with the toaster in the morning, I unplug it. I definitely have taught my son well on how to shut lights off in every room that we're in when we leave. I've talked about this before too, but we kind of have like a sequence of the morning, right? In the morning, when we start opening things up, turning lights on, like in the restroom as we're getting ready, bedrooms, etc., we open up the curtains. This is a whole other thing I could talk about too, our routines with that. Let me know if you're interested in that. But we open up everything so that the light of the morning comes in, so we don't need to have a bunch of lamps and lights on besides the restroom when we're trying to take showers and stuff. But like it's second nature for us to just turn lights off. And then at the end of the night, we like to close down the house. So there's like parts of the house where we're no longer going to be in, and we shut all those lights off. And every time it just gets smaller and smaller until it's just the dim lights of our bedrooms. And then, we just don't waste electricity. We don't like to waste power. Besides those 7 loads of laundry this past weekend, we don't, waste doing small loads with barely any clothes in there. We do full loads. Same with the dishwasher. I guess we're just very mindful of it, and that helps us live a frugal lifestyle that doesn't make the electric bill crazy and make us want to lose our minds, because I have friends that have hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month that they're paying for electric. And I'm like, yikes, that's brutal. Before I get to the last rule of the house, the big concept that helps us live the frugal life is living below our means. So we know what we can spend, and we know what makes sense and what doesn't because of my income and our responsibilities. So if this is what you earn, we're never going above that. We're going lower, and then we're leaving this little margin to save, to invest. We're never going above, because when you're above, then you're in debt, and that is stressful. That is stressful for me. I can't stand debt. My only debt right now currently is the house, and that has a very low interest rate. But in general, guys, know what you're bringing in, know what you're taking home. And I mean, this can happen and you can get by, but this is better, having that margin, having that gap, so you can live below your means and then have money for fun and investments and savings in the future. All right, so moving on to number 7, and this is a big thing that we talk about all the time, and that is to be content with what you have. And I think that this is an underrated concept and rule, if you will, because we are so inundated with, you should have more, you need this is cool, this is, you have to have this in order to be accepted. And when you live a frugal life and you have a frugal home that you're proud of, that you don't feel the need to keep up with the Joneses. I know that term is used all the time, but being content with what you have. And I say it even when I'm doing the dishes and I'm annoyed I'm doing the dishes. I'm like, ugh, but thank you for the dishes, or all this laundry, but thanks for the laundry. And, I got a vacuum, but hey, I got a rug and I got this nice living room. This is pretty great. And I'm putting on the sheets and I'm like, oh, but I do have fresh sheets. This is pretty great. And I'm like, oh gosh, I got to cook and I'm getting up, but hey, I got food. This is pretty great. So instead of focusing on what you don't have, flip the switch, be content with what you do have, be grateful for it. Be so grateful for all the things that might even seem like little inconveniences. We have it so good for the most part. There's so many things now that we don't have to do that have made our lives easier. And yes, there's tough times going on. I know that, you guys, but these 7 rules for running a frugal home are kind of back to the basics. And I hope that when you're trying to find happiness in your home and like a system, that you remember these 7 rules and remember that you actually have a lot. It's time for a recap. Here are my 7 rules for running a frugal home. Number 1, prioritize sleep. Number 2, declutter, or better yet, deown regularly. Number 3, a clean house is essential. Number 4, don't spend money on things you don't need. Number 5, eat at home. Number 6, don't waste electricity. And number 7, be content with what you have. I hope you got your weekly dose of frugal inspiration through this video. If you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss a video. Guys, do all the things, interact with it, leave a comment, anything you can do to get involved in the community. We're so happy you're here. And if you love talking about frugal living, click here next so that you can get another dose of other frugal tips that are going to get you excited to live below your means and be content with what you've got. You've got a lot. Don't forget that. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Watch this one next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.